Hi, my name is Raliat.
And hi, my name is Hamda. Welcome to this chaotic podcast that's camouflaging as lifestyle content, but is actually gbeborun.
Welcome to Oversharing and Banter.
Basically, we've
Hi,
done
guys.
this intro before because, as they said,
The
our
things that
video...
they don't tell you about creating content is that you can record for almost 40 minutes and the clip will just vanish.
May the force be with us. If you put us in our prayers, because I almost give up.
Amen.
Anyways,
Amen.
we're gonna start this again.
Yes.
How are you? Just say that you are fine.
I am not. I can't even be, even if I pretend.
We're going through it. Okay, that's fine. We're both not fine, right?
What's the best thing that happened to you this week?
I say is me asking you a question first because
Okay.
I can't remember right now.
The best thing, I think I mentioned, you talked about my site, and I mentioned that.
Oh yeah, I was asking her about her site, right? And
Yeah,
what's been
so
going on
we've
on
gotten
that
to
front.
like a really good level. We have columns from the ground to the first floor now.
How many floors are you
So
guys going?
we're going to ground plus 3. So ground first, second, third floor. And then
Apartments,
roof.
bye.
Apartments, yeah. So come and build your house with us. PM.
You build house with
That is
Ralia.
who I am when I'm not here.
Which PM? So that our title can be SM, Sugar Mommy, in brackets, hand down. Okay, so for me, best thing that happened this week. My brother has been around throughout like his internship, like for the past 1.5 months. But we've not gotten the chance to hang out proper. And he's my guy, right? We always hang out anytime around, but work has been holding my neck. So this week, we went to Landmark, we chilled, went to Art Galleries because both of us were art lovers. And it was very nice to create new memories. It was very rushing.
That's nice.
No, we've done best.
You guys, so do you know what I'm paying right now? Hamdala did a crazy thing in the beginning of the last clip that we shot when she was like, more something. And I was like, that's the wildest thing that happened to me this week because it was wild. And now, like, it's going to be too awkward to recreate
it.
Maybe.
Please, let's just keep it. Okay, so my own wildest thing is I woke up on Thursday with pain in my gum. And I'm just like, these are 30 plus to start. I'm just getting old, but the pain has cleared up now. But from like Thursday, Friday, I couldn't eat anything. I was just eating in my left side. It was just stressed. I don't know if people that have braces, like how you be managing.
Bruh,
I had that braces for almost 2 years, right?
Almost 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
I'll remove the plier. I'll be so frustrated.
Anytime my dentist, like I go to see her every like 4 to 6 weeks. Anytime she tightens something, I'm just like, no, like. Anyways, so the worst thing that happened to me this week obviously has overshadowed what initially was the worst thing, is that we shot a content.
She knew that's what you were about to say.
For almost 40 minutes, guys. 40 minutes. And
the worst part is, you know how like the flow was already there.
It was
like it was already good. Like normally we always have talking points, but this one we didn't even need to refer to our talking points. We're just going. It was nice, but don't worry, we'll try our best to give you the same energy, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Back. Okay. So, topic for today is very. When I say it, we know why I'm saying it. So the topic for today is we were all harassed as children episode, and I know that it's a very wide net to cast saying we were all harassed, but as we talk through it, you understand why the topic is that way, and just the whole modalities of things. All right, so let's delve into it.
Yeah.
Back.
In 2016, during my NYSC year, I was like 19 years old. So that evening, around like 7, we had closed. But then I was supposed to go home, and then the ED, he's an expert. He's either Pakistan. I don't know. He's not a Nigerian. He's an old man. Or then he was like,
he's in his late 40s or 50s. What was like the age gap?
Then we're like 50 something. I was after work. He asked where I was headed to, so I said Kubwa. That's where my parents stay. My mom stays. Anyways, and then he was like, oh, he's going in that direction, and he can drop me off. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Thank you so much. And then I got a text from my friend saying that, can we hang out in Wuse? And I then went to meet him that, sir, I won't be going to Kubwa again. I'll be going to Wuse. I'm so sorry. Thank you. He was like, oh, he's also heading to that direction. That should have been a red flag, right? But I was just like, maybe he also has something to do with Wuse. And he's just like, oh, just like that, girl. I didn't think anything of it. So
is it Wuse Akuba like?
Okay, and mind you, we're in life camp. Wuse was like this direction and Kuba was like this direction. So he couldn't have even been like going to one of like, oh, maybe it's the same lane.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got into the car and then he was asking, oh, what's like my plans post NYC? I was like masters. And he was like, oh, I was trying to do my masters out of Nigeria, all of that talk, you know.
So you thinking
Inspirational.
growth.
See me like, oh yeah. And I was like,
Career
oh, I even hope to
progression.
get retained, all of that, to like, you know, go for my masters, all of that good stuff. And then he now asked her, do my parents let me stay out late?
How did we get here?
I was like, no. I have a specifically strict mom and she does not. And then he was like, oh, so what about when I was in uni? I was not like, oh no, I went to a private uni and they used to lock our gates by 9 o'clock.
That would be a gist for another day. We'll talk about private unis that are basically glorified.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say glorified secondary schools. Yeah, we'll talk about it some other day.
So, and then he's like, can I tell my parents I want to hang out with my friends and then hang out with him instead? And then he was like, am I sure? And then he places his hands on my thigh.
Don't touch me, please. I was like,
And he says, can't you feel the connection?
how did we get here? How did we arrive at this destination?
I just moved. You know, like when you're like in a car, like in the car, there's so much, like there's so much you can do to get like. Anyways, I moved to, and then I was like, oh no, please. And then he was like, he likes a woman that knows her mind.
Say not her mind.
That don't worry, we'll talk about it more, yada yada yada. And I was like, anyway, you drop me is fine from here. Like, to be honest, if you drop me at the express, and he was going so slow. Like my man was on the express driving like 25 kilometers per hour.
Oh my God!
My man was taking his
was taking
time.
God, I beg. God keep protecting us.
Amen. Amen.
Oh, wow.
And anyways,
So how did you like
I just
continue, sorry?
got out of the car and said bye. And the next day, like, he came to the office and he was like, hi. And I just like, and anyway, so like the next day I told, like, obviously I told people now, like my colleagues I was cool with. And one of them was like, oh, I know this guy. I know that he's very promiscuous and he's carry babes. But I didn't think, like, when I saw you guys going together yesterday, I didn't think that he would do that because he doesn't bring his rubbish to the office. But we're out of the office.
See, we'll be joking with the worst things.
Yeah.
But okay, let me just about my own. Since I've already started the whole gist. So this one is even weirder because we're friends and like we're actually cool friends.
Yeah.
So you know how you have, how do I describe it? You know how you have different types of male friends? Like you have the ones that maybe it's even 3 types. You have the ones that you're just chill with, like you're friends, you see outside, you hang out, you're
When
not
you
very
see,
chummy.
you're like,
When you see, you're like, yeah,
hi.
but like if you don't see, then you now have the ones that there's arrangement, that they're basically the way me and Raleigh are, like you're chummy. There's really nothing you can't tell them about because you guys are just cool. And it's not a sexual relationship. So, like, you know about their babe, they know about your babe. It's just very, like, my guy type relationship. That's why I say, me and my guy, let's hang out.
So this guy, is he like your friend, like just a cool guy, or he's like, you guys are chummy and
no, we are chummy. Like, we're the arranging, no sexual relationship type of friends. Like, we're cool. Like, imagine if you have guy friends, your guy friend, that is your guy. My dear, Isha invited me to his house. I think it was like his birthday weekend or whatever. I can't remember. And then there was supposed to be food. We're supposed to Netflix. Just hang out. Like, we hadn't seen in a while. I'm like, no, like, me and them used to turn down free food where I'm from. Oh. So I went now. We already ate, played games, watched movies. Like, it was actually a very chill night. Then it was that time to sleep. I'm like, I know what I laugh. It was even a mini flat, so obviously we sleep on the same bed. It was like a big bed, so it was like, oh, you sleep inside, I'll sleep inside. And I slept in my sweatpants and sweater because I'm like, let's just avoid. So please tell me why in the middle of the night when I was sleeping beside my supposed guy, I thought that I was dreaming that, you know, sometimes you're just having some weird dream that, oh, somebody is touching my breast in the dream. And now I woke into the real life. And it was not a dream. It was reality. I'm like, uncle, hold up, what's going on here? I'm like, that's not what's happening here. Like, oh, in case you thought this was that type of hangout, that, like, you're literally my friend, there's nothing. I did not shall sleep again. I pressed my phone till the morning time. When it was 6, I just booked my Uber and went back home. So
where's
that's
the
my
friend
own.
now? Are you guys still like?
We're friends, but like he can never invite me to come and do sleepover game night. I'll never go to his house because alone, man.
But how do you even now deal with like friends that can't respect like boundaries?
You block them. That's what. So we're talking about harassment from when we were kids, right? So how harassment basically starts at home, and how it starts from extended family members, lesson teachers, sometimes parents, to be honest, God protect us, neighbors, like just people in your immediate environment that you feel like, oh, you should trust
With your children.
And it's just scary when you think about it, because it's like, you as a parent, you cannot have your eyes everywhere. It's not possible. When we're younger, we had,
like even after like CCTVs, that's just after like
my dear, you
CCTVs
can't even
after
have
the fact.
like CCTVs don't. It's not a solution. It's more like evidence for
That
the
this
for the
happened.
thing that happened, right? So it's just scary when you think about it. And I know that I said I don't have kids, but if I ever mistakenly have kids, like, there is no world where I'm ever going to have like people come and stay in my house, especially when it's like you're not there, like you're at work, and then you're like, oh, this person's supposed to be looking after my child. I'm not going to have a living maid. Sorry, you come do your work and you go, and I'm there to watch you. Like, I'm paranoid, basically. And I'm paranoid because, well, life experience, just hearing stories from other of my friends when you talk about stuff like this. How about you? Do you have like any childhood harassment experiences?
Childhood, no, I don't have any. I think I remember one where like I was in primary school and I and my younger brother had the same lesson teacher. My older brother was in boarding school, in secondary school, and this lesson teacher would make me sit on his lap and then beat my younger brother. And then I remember it just seeming wrong, the whole thing, and then we planned something. So he used to like to sit on at the head of the dining table, and then with me to his right and then my brother to his left. And then that day we carried like toothpicks and just placed it
So where that was going
on the chair, and just set it in a way that he would just come and immediately just sit on the chair. Unfortunately for us, because like, when do children ever like have it good?
Oh my goodness.
My uncle sat on the chair just as the teacher was about to enter the house.
Oh my goodness.
And
Did not flog you.
they beat us. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
My uncle beat us. The lesson teacher beat us because, like, obviously that was intended for him. But after the whole thing, he stopped teaching us. My mom told him like to stop coming. I think because she would have understood. Like, maybe we didn't tell her anything, but
she just probably just figured out that
my children are not evil masterminds.
They are not.
So for us to be able to do that kind of thing to like this guy, then I'm
something
sure like
is wrong with the guy.
Something is off, and then So I think that's
for you.
But other than that, I don't.
So me, right? We used to have, and this is where it gets tricky, because you know how they're always like, oh, it's like the men that always harass. This one, we had female maids when we were really young, and then we had like a male maid when we're a bit older. But the female maid used to harass me, and it did not click at that point.
Harass how?
My dear, just let your imagination wander to the end.
Don't let it wander.
To the end, up to the maximum.
That was what they did?
Yeah. So, please.
Wait, are we allowed
cringe.
to say, like,
Explicit shit.
inserting?
I don't know. You see that the YouTube person, no?
Wait,
Let them
no,
not
I
ban
mean
our account.
Did they insert you?
No. But it was like touching.
When you say take your mind to the end,
And
please help me ask which end are you which? Like,
it's a child now, like touching and grinding. So it was nasty shit. But at that point, I didn't know it was because they used to say, oh, like as long as like it's girl on girl is not bad.
get on. When did they say that?
My dear, it was the mates that used to tell me that. So it was like, you know, when they say, yeah, I don't have the word. But yeah, that went on for a while. And it was not in my adulthood that it clicks that, oh my god,
Did they
this
ever
was actually...
till they left the house? Or
They did not stop though. I just know one day they just left and we didn't have maids for a while, and then they brought a guy maid that was like way older.
do you think maybe your mom like knew?
My mom not knew anything. And I can't fault her for it. My dad was not around. He was working in Ghana. He always come home weekends. So she was the one managing 5 children plus all the plenty extended family members that were always in my house. That's why, see, I cannot have extended family members in my house. I cannot have living maid. See,
I cannot have living maid or anything.
You figure out how you want to manage. You don't have children yet, so at least that's one way to kidney. That's it, and that's why like I'm very adamant about like my whole. I can never have outside people come and stay in my house, especially if I have kids, because you never really know, my dear. You
And
actually
even
never really know.
even apart from like older male to like female children, I have like male friends, at least like 4 that I can remember off the top of my head, that would say that their first sexual encounter was with like a living maid
Some
or
auntie in the
an
house,
aunt or an aunt
or one neighbor,
or
one
somebody
teacher.
like an older woman would touch them and force them to have like things as young as like 7, 8, 9.
And it's funny because they also always, like, at least I've had discussion with like 2 friends, and they were like, it didn't feel right to say it was wrong because they are guys and you're supposed to enjoy sexual things. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, even when they are gisting their guys about it, they will twist the story such that it be like, oh my god,
they are
I'm
the ones
getting
that...
older women. But like, as they grew older, they were like, oh shit, this thing was actually harassment. I was harassed. God help us. Okay, so now let's talk about like verbal harassment, right? Because that's also a thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So verbal harassment experiences, one on the list, markets in Lagos. Whether you're going to Tinubu, or you're going to Yaba, as long as you're a big market that they sell stuff, like men will pull you, say fine girl, say see your fine body, say auntie, my color, my type, baby girl, come on back. So it's weird and it's well to say, but I don't mind the verbal harassment. What will now put us in problem is if you start to touch me. You know how like they are trying to tell to you and they start to grab your hand or they start to grab your shoulder. My brain is just like alarm bells. I want no violence. So, I don't know. Have you ever had
verbal? I mean, obviously the whole market thing. But I remember, coming back from school, because when I was in secondary school, senior secondary school, my parents would drop me off at school, and then I and my brother and my friends would just all walk home. And then sometimes I would walk by myself. Maybe I am earlier than everyone else or later because of class, all of the schedule. And as young as I was then, my school uniform, my obvious school uniform, I'll still get like catcalled from like men
this just reminded me about
on
something.
the side of the road. And then there's even like one man that would... I remember then everybody laughing at it, but it was disgusting. Like there's this man, oh God bless his soul, because it's actually late now.
Why do we always do that? Like he was nasty, right?
Yeah, but like when
why
I grew up,
saying
he
God
was
should
not...
bless his soul? When
I grew up, he was actually a cool. I don't know, maybe he...
You know that, like, so this is the problem. There are people that are perceived to be good, or there are people that actually do good things and have good qualities, but it doesn't mean they also were not like nasty. They weren't harassing people. Like plenty of serial killers were nice on the outside. So my point is that
like growing up, like my mom would go and buy meat from him, and then he'd be like, "I'll marry you."
Oh
you're
my God,
wife."
I had people like that too.
And he was grown. He was probably older than my mom.
That's actually funny because, like, I swear I haven't thought about that.
And then I
since
was
when
like
I was a child.
small, and I will be crying, and then everybody will be laughing. But I'm like, what's funny? Really, what's funny?
Me, I didn't even used to cry, but it used to be cringe. Like, why is this old person saying they will marry
I used
me?
to actually cry.
This girl. Anyway, but yeah, there's also that, like, when older people sexualize children. Do you know? Sorry, I'm going to just veer off topic, but please remind me that I wanted to talk about something in relation to, like, old people catcalling children. My memory is bad. I have to beg her to remind me about things like this. Which brings me to this. I already forgot what I actually wanted to talk about. Oh my God, you guys! I don't wish my memory on my enemy. Sorry, what did you just say?
I talked about the meat seller,
Yeah.
Sexualizing children.
Okay, thank you, and God bless you for that phrase. So, sorry, my memory is bad. People manage me like that. So, you know how, and like this, everybody has varied opinions about it, but it scares me when I see people who dress their babies as adults. Context, you have full face makeup for your baby. You dress your baby in like a bra top and shorts and heels and fishnets. Like your baby looks like an adult that is going clubbing at night. And I know that in the end, like, everybody has their own style and fashion preferences, and you might just like want your child to look like you. Like, it might be a cool thing, but it scares me because there are predators out there, and you're already making, like, your child already looks like your child. I don't say it's easier to sexualize your child because people are mad and predators will sexualize whoever they want to sexualize. But every time I see it, I'm just afraid for children that are dressed up like that.
I get that whole point. But like, no, apart from like the fishnet and all of that,
Yeah.
but like, even dressing your kid with, let's say, a gown that is like kneeling.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think for any reason, well, if the world was a good place, you shouldn't be scared that my child would be or would ever be
Harassed,
sexualized or harassed or, But at the end of the day, the world is not so.
The world is a scary place. But anyway, let me now go back to what I wanted to say about, like, older people and catcalling. So I used to, well, not I, like, me and all my siblings, we used to go to my cousin's house in Shagamu when we were younger. It was really nice. We got to bond with them. And then they used to send us to this Coke depot. I don't know the right pronunciation. English is my first language, actually. I'm just going to say English, not my first language. But anyway, so they sent us to go and buy drinks at that Coke depot. And I was in primary school, so I know that I was definitely max.
Younger than 9, 8.
Exactly, like max I was 8. So tell me why this shop attendant, who was obviously older, was always trying to tell us to sit on his leg, always trying to tell us come and see him later, always calling us fine girl. I'm just like I did not dip it when I was younger. It was just whatever. Men are like this. It's so weird that from when I was young, I just knew that men are like this. May God protect us. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. I also just had one memory when you're saying something and it clicked. So when you're younger and your parents do some things and just like, what are they overdoing? But when you get older, you deep that, okay, this is why. So plenty times we used to always beg that we should go and do sleepover in some people's house. My mom
never allowed.
God forbid.
I never. I never.
So like
never.
It's now that I get where the fear.
You know how you said you went to your cousin's place? I never
went to any
there was
cousin's
no
house.
cousin. There was
we used to go to
nobody.
cousin's house. Then
The max was we'll go for birthday. And in the
And
evening,
you
you
come
carry
back,
your bag.
my dear.
And they will even be there with you. We never went anywhere.
I really remember one time when I was slightly way old. I think I was in teenage years. Maybe I was like 13 or 14. So I was walking on the road. So the way my house is here, like my parents' house, this is the gate. And then there's this long street in front of it. So if you're standing at the gate, you can see the long street. So I think my mommy had sent me to go and do something. And then some guy stops me and he's he has not even started talking to me. I just hear my mommy from the gate shouting, Oladoyin! Kilo shebe! Ma bonle! And me, in my head, I swear, I was just like, oh, maybe he wants to ask for directions. Or maybe he wants to ask for the time. But my mom was just already paranoid. Like, who is this man talking to my teenage daughter?
She's like right to be,
I
because
swear.
the world is scary.
The world is scary.
The world is pretty
So yeah,
scary.
I just remember that, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to share.
Have you ever been harassed as like a grown
Adult.
adult?
Yes. I was going to say no, but I just remember like 3 different scenarios. They were just stacked in my head. So there was one time that I was in like yellow bus, normal yellow bus, when Sakpa was still the name
Order of the day.
So I was still used to enter yellow buses a lot. And then we're sitting in the bus, or I'm sitting in the bus, and it's a packed bus, right? And I start feeling something touch the side of my breast. And sometimes I used to think the best of people. So I was like, oh, maybe it's a mistake because they packed bus. Maybe his hands are just like, but it was consistent. Like it became obvious that this person was intentionally doing it. So I looked to my right, and it's like this small boy that looks like a teenager. And I'm just holding myself from wozing him slap. And I'm like, what do you think you're doing? And then he starts to apologize. So that's like one instance in my adulthood.
Do you think, like, I mean, for someone as young as that to come and do that to like a complete stranger, like do you think, I mean, harassment starts at home, but like, you know the way they say, make sure you train your kids so that there's no gender imbalance, like make the generation to come like more aware that, oh, it is not somebody's duty to feed you, for instance, or like anybody can go into the kitchen, you know, things like that. Do you think is also something that people should actually really be made aware that you're not supposed to go
touch
and
people, right?
touch people?
Oh, yeah, I think so too. Okay, for instance, typical example, like I was on the phone with my sister the other day, and she has 2 sons.
Yeah.
We're going to veer off topic a lot, sorry. And she has 2 sons, and like one is still a baby, like he's still a toddler, he can even barely talk. And the older one that's like 8 was trying to maybe...
Oh, he's 8 now.
Was trying to tickle the baby, and he kept on saying no. But his brother just wanted to play, and he kept tickling him. And then like my sister just starts telling him, when somebody tells you no, you listen. And I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So anyway, like obviously, like just trying to enforce things like that so that children know that there are clear boundaries and you should respect people's,
so that when you grow into
people's personal space and
like,
just be respectful of people. But even aside from that, there's something else I wanted to say. So, you know, somebody like that boy now, like, so I always try to understand where people are coming from, even though that doesn't mean I'm trying to justify the nonsense that they are doing. But I feel like sometimes people become who they are based on, it's not even sometimes, we all become who we are based on our life experiences or based on our childhood experiences. So for instance, somebody like that was probably harassed as a child. He probably did not know that it was wrong as a child. And then when he grew older, it was just normal for him to harass people and touch girls' breasts in the bus. Now, when he grew older, he probably already knew that it was wrong, but at that point, it's already a habit. So I'm not trying to excuse it, but my point is that, as Riley has said, like, be clear about these trainings when your kids are young so that they will know, and also protect your children. And that you cannot see everything, but do your best to protect your children from harassers or abusers, so that your children are just protected and they don't see these things as the norm.
Yeah. So you said you had another harassment story.
Oh, so when I was interning, my first job, there was this daddy, because I cannot call him a man. He was like the 3rd oldest in the office, and it was an architectural firm, so like they were old people, right? So he was teaching me project management. It was like this Microsoft project tool that I was learning there, and I was very excited because, bro, I was still in uni. I was still in uni, and I was learning how to manage big projects. So I was happy to learn from this daddy. That's how one day, and he was, you know how some people are just sweet on you, but I didn't think anything about it. I just thought that he was just one of those people, right? Like, that's just who he is. Actually, I thought wrong. That's how one day I wear this green dress from Boohoo. If you used to shop from Boohoo when you're younger, you know that I don't think it's spandex. it's not spandex, but it's not like bodycon
Like cotton,
dress
like...
that is cutting, like you just gum to your body. I was feeling like a hot girl that day. I went to work. I was like, I'm gonna give them style on style. Wait for that man to look at me and he's like, come and give me a hug now. And I'm like,
What?
when did you know that? So like from that day, I just gave him space. Another one is this one. I used to be friends with the guy. I'm not friends with him again. It's sort of a lengthy story, so bear with me. I used to have a friend. Now the keyword in this thing is used to. When I met him, we're going through stuff, right? So we're sort of like, I cannot afford therapy. So that's how we bonded. And then over time, we're just like each other's go-to persons. Like we'll talk through stuff, buy him stuff for his birthday and whatever. Only for one day, this uncle looks at me and says, I'll tell you something. I hope you'll not be mad. I'm in love with you. Sir, how did we get here? How did we arrive at this place?
I have feelings for you.
Get out! So, like, I had a conversation with him and I'm like, this love that I have for me, it's not really gonna be reciprocated though. That's not how I see you, you know. Plus, you're a Christian. Like, okay, even if I love you, like, I'm not one of those people that is going to say, I want to end up with a Christian.
Different religion.
Marry the same religion.
To avoid problems.
Because I cannot be struggling. Life is already hard enough. You know, I spoke to him about it. And we're chill for a while. It was chill for a while. But then, like, subsequent times, he'll call me when he's drunk to tell me he loves me, he's thinking about me, I make his life better. My God, I beg. But I still used to move on from it because drunk calls, emotions are high when you're high. It's fine. But, like, I gave him space so that, because, you know, when you like somebody, your emotions might be aligned to think straight. So I was like, we are cool, oh. Like, I'll still call him, but not as much. I won't pick his call as much because I don't want too much drama. Yeah. So one time he's in Lagos and he comes to see me and then he's like, oh, he wants to go for a date too. That can he leave his laptop bag? I'm like, no, voila. Yeah, what's more? You're my friend now. I don't have a problem with that. Shall come back to carry your property. Then and I start to hear knocking at my door by 2 a.m. I'm paranoid. I live in Lagos. My natural instinct was, not me, bro. You don't see me. I am not here. So I didn't go to open the door, but like the knocking is consistent. And then I now see that he's calling me. And he calls me like 2 more times. So I'm like, oh, let me pick. Oh, he's like, I'm at your door. I'm like, I asked my door. But again, I didn't think too much about it because he goes out at night. He's always out late. I'm like, it's normal for him to be out by 2 a.m. Maybe this is just the time his date's finished. Or maybe he went clubbing or something. So he comes in, I'm like, oh, this is your laptop bag. And he's like, can he sleep over? No problem. Sleep in the parlor. I give him pillow. I give him blanket. And like the night goes on, nothing happens. I'm like, no wahala. Only for any morning now, he comes into the room, we are gisting about stuff. He's lying down on the bed, but me, I'm sitting up because again, space, distance. I don't want to put ideas in your head. Yeah. We are just gisting as friends here. Then by his uncle now grabs my waist and tries to kiss me. Keep in mind that he has tried to kiss me before at some other random time. And I'm like, this is not what we are doing here. So after that, like that time when he was in my house, and I'm just like, uncle, again, I said it before and I'm going to say it again. This is not what we are doing here. So I now like give him a lot of space. Then one day, now I forgot to say this before. He used to call me and I just didn't know it's to pick because I'm like, whoa. We are cool, though. Maybe if he called me 5 times, I'll pick once. Just so that we're still friends, but I'm giving you as much space as I can. Yeah. Then he calls me one day and he starts to say that, oh, I don't talk to him anymore. Yada, 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 yada. And then I'm like, the reason why I don't talk to you anymore is because of this,
You're always...
Yeah, you keep telling me you're in love with me. Like, obviously, I'm going to give you space because it is already starting to border on harassment. I'm already getting irritated. Like, you're my friend, but I'm also a person. You cannot keep saying this thing over and over again and you will think that we'll still be chummy as before. He now starts to say that me, I did not clarify before. I'm like, excuse you? After saying this over and over and over again, you say I did not clarify before. I'm like, obviously, in this relationship, me, I saw you as a friend, but you just saw me as a chase, like something potential. That maybe one day you will score goal. So after that discussion, like it was a very lengthy discussion. We dragged. I was just like, maybe this friendship is not really for me because like imagine if, and I knew this person for like from 5 years. Like, so if this person is still in my life, I do not know the year that they will decide to give up. I cannot like, it's not healthy.
Another 5 more
it's
years.
not a healthy relationship. So I just freed him. I beg. You know how like sometimes things happen in families, like say one uncle impregnates one child, or somebody harassed somebody, or somebody raped somebody, and then because culture wise, you know, the cultural thing where we like to cover thing because it's family to not
that's very
to not
disgusting.
spoil the family.
I have a friend
What's
that
your take on it?
I have a friend that her dad's younger brother,
Her uncle,
like, I just want, you know, uncle is subjective. Uncle can be
it can be some
her
dad's
younger brother raped her when she was like 5 or 6.
5. What did her dad do?
And like, you know, obviously it was a thing, but like they still speak with the man. They still like, they just cover this, like,
and they just act like
and that
nothing
the
happened.
grandma, like the father's mom, was angry with her.
Angry with her.
Yes.
With her.
That she wants to daleru.
Do you know that I have a similar story? So I have this auntie. God please protect us from horrible men and horrible families. Anyways, I have this auntie that she married this man. So this my auntie, she has always been very industrious. She has always had her own money. Like, she's a business-oriented person. So she had a house in some northern states.
Her own house.
Like, at whatever age, as young as she was, she had already been able to buy land, build house, have her own space.
That's nice.
Now, she married this man, and he didn't exactly have a lot of money, but she didn't mind. This is why, again, we'll talk about marriage later, maybe on that topic. But he moved to the house. And see...
Are they living in the north?
Yes.
Okay.
He moved to her house, as a Yoruba girl and as a feminist. That's fine. If I'm rich, I have a house, you can come and live with me. Just don't act foolish. So he moves to the house and they are living, and then her younger sister comes to live with them. And then tell me where this uncle impregnates the younger sister.
What?
That's not where it ended, though.
What?
So let me tell you how she even found out. She was seeing that her sister was vomiting, was sick. She was like, this girl already has malaria again. Every time she will be having malaria. So she took her to the hospital. And then, like, you know when you're just like, you know how as Nigerian, you just know what malaria symptoms are. So you're like, please let me do malaria test for her and let me give her malaria drugs. The doctor now said that, no, his pregnancy test they will do. How? Yeah, and the girl is probably still like 13. Like, she's a child.
13?
Tisha said that she's pregnant too. So they now kept on asking the girl that, pregnant from where? Okay, so who is the person that impregnated you now? The girl did not talk. Apparently, after like all the whole matter, like when they did like proper investigation, my mom got, what happened was that when her husband impregnated her sister, her mother-in-law, obviously, because at that age it's even rape, even if it's statutory rape, like she's a child. Her mother-in-law now came. Well, I was telling the child that she should not worry, that what they are going to do is that they are going to kill her other sister and marry her into the house. And I'm like, how did we get here? Like, this thing, it has entered
the boy's mother, the man's mother.
Of course, the man's mother was now saying that, telling the child that, oh, that they'll kill her sister and then they'll take over the house. They will
kill her sister.
And that she will marry the man. And I'm just like when my mom was just seeing me, I was just like,
they will kill her sister. It's bad enough that,
my dear, she has divorced the man now. She has chased him away. She has possession of her house. She has even remarried somebody else. But I'm just like,
please, what happened to the girl?
Chris, the girl, what
did she give birth to?
She's her sister now. I think so. I don't actually know. I don't know if she gave birth or they took her the child. I know.
Did she have kids with that man?
Yeah, she had kids with him. See, this life. So like, crazy shit happens.
Crazy shit
as
happens.
Your adulthood, crazy shit happens. So now, okay, we're talking about like covering stuff up.
Yeah.
in families. That one they not even cover it up. They opened all the yash of the man outside me. So, but like I don't believe.
I no now, but like his own mother was trying to cover it up.
And because obviously Yabruku Nina, she's a horrible person.
But like there's one I heard from like a roommate where the baby, 1-year-old baby.
Those ones, you know what I believe they should do to people like that? They should be killed. And I say that
Why
with no
are you
remorse.
fingering a 1-year-old
Kill them
female
because
child?
See, this is why
for crying out loud?
sometimes we need Sharia law for things like this. If you not kill them, other people will not know that.
I think it is also like a psychological, like, I don't think it's like...
It's the excuses. You are foolish. You are blind. You are horrible. And I don't even know whatever words, but like, I believe people like that should be murdered. Because I don't know how you'll be sexually attracted to
someone that is still in Pampers.
Anyways, I'm already getting riled up. Let's tone it down.
Yeah, so something I want to even touch on is like rape that you are not necessarily in control of your body.
Explain.
For instance, maybe as, men, if you are being raped or forced to have sexual
If you say that
sexual affairs, and the lady is forcing you, and it's obvious with men that your sexual organ will rise. Why am I laughing?
Because you're an unserious person, you can't talk with a straight face. Try.
Anyways, your sexual organ will rise, and you have no choice, but your body is, I wouldn't say enjoying it, but your body has no control.
So
and it's like,
your body is just reacting to, it's like a natural reaction.
Yes. So, and our director is a lawyer, and he says that apparently raping a man or a woman raping a man is not considered rape in Nigerian law.
Nigerian law.
2 years ago.
And that thing is scary because, okay, if you now go out, like, you don't have, legend here, you don't have case. They say nothing happened.
Apart from, like, women to men, sometimes men say that, but you're wet too, or she was wet
too. But, like, that's literally just a natural reaction. One thing I just remembered, like, when you said men to men, a lot of men were also harassed, like, in boarding schools.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I saw I can't remember where I saw it. Was it X? No longer Twitter. That
It's Twitter forever.
in Nigerian prisons, they don't separate, like, younger boys from the older men.
Hey!
And, like, I saw it the other day, and I was just... So, like, you are in jail for obviously committing a crime, but, like, that does not justify
the scarring,
getting raped,
your mental state. I've heard scenarios where, okay, one uncle has raped you now. We have already, like, we are dealing with that situation. That's established. That's an established fact. Now, family now do family meeting. They are now like, oh, you cannot abort the child. Oh, sorry, you are going to have to marry the uncle. Sorry, this baby you are going to have because babies are a blessing from God. Like, how do you feel about that? From my gesticulation, people already know how I feel. What's going on?
So, first of all, the guy should be jailed. The guy should be jailed. If you're watching this or you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, maybe you should watch the YouTube video. If he's jailed, none of all this talk of marrying him.
I don't agree. Have you met, like, traditional people?
Yes, I'm just saying in an equal world where things are good.
The world is not
the world
is not good.
Yes,
we are talking about harassment. Okay. Use this word that we are in.
So obviously, if you are in that, I don't know. Because you cannot have a say. If they are forcing you to marry someone, it's obvious that you don't have a say.
And then you run away. You will say no. You will not follow. See.
You obviously know,
I believe
you run
in always
away
having
and
a
take
choice.
Opportunities. no, you have a choice by maybe running away from the family or going to report. But then even reporting might lead to more, because at the end of the day, police people just want money. And why are you lying? Because they can turn it to you lying.
They're like, oh, you know how you have like a mental awareness, whatever. You have like a rape hotline, or you have like
they're rape. They're actually
communities.
Rape, yes,
they're like communities that you can actually go to for help.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Left to me, you always have a choice.
I would even research like anyone and just maybe put it on the screen.
Nobody should be forced to marry or have a child for their abuser, except you want it to. And I see no, like I can't imagine how anybody willingly wants that for themselves. Yeah. So like, my own take on that is that no, God forbid.
And like, people that can have a say in the family should absolutely try and help whoever the abused.
If there are any aunties or uncles,
you
like
know, watching
aunties,
these,
not all we that were fake aunties and uncles, like people that actually have a say in the family.
Yeah.
Like, speak up. Because there's also something where they're like, oh, Olori Ebi has said something.
Olori Ebi is not God.
That is what we are supposed to follow.
Olori Ebi is not God.
Actually still do stuff like, actually, yeah, I'm sure some people still do.
Olori Ebi is not God.
So, like, speak up. If you see something, say something.
Exactly. If you see something, say something.
So let's deviate into like physical abuse, emotional abuse. I don't know if that falls under harassment. I think harassment is a form of abuse. Yeah. So, have you ever had any physical harassment experiences?
No. And I pray that nobody does.
If you ever have, like, now I would say picture the scenario in your head. If you ever have a physical harassment scenario, what are you going to do?
Move away from the scenario. Run as fast.
As far.
And as far away. Do not for any reason try to justify that, oh, I'm at fault, or he didn't mean to, or she didn't mean to, or... Because it is going to happen again.
Yeah, that's the thing about
always
abuse.
Going to happen
like, if it happens once, there is a very high chance that it is going to happen again.
The probability increases by a lot that it will definitely happen again.
And it now becomes a consistent thing.
Exactly. And there are people that always say that they don't have a choice, or they don't have anywhere to go to.
Again, you always have a choice.
Yes, because that person will beat you to the ground. And then everybody will be mourning and talk here like things about maybe a wife stabbing her husband, or a man beating his wife to death, you know. And you're going to say something.
You're saying a wife stabbing her husband. So I'm like, okay, so this person has abused you for 20 years of your marriage now. Sorry, left to me. The first day that I slapped you is the day that you should have packed your load and go. You didn't do that. Now, 20 years later, you now carry all that anger 20 years and stab him. They now carry it to a police station and jail you for the rest of your life. That's not the way to go. Like,
you've lost your life to this person. You've lost everything. Your children.
You most likely did not have a happy life, because 20 years of abuse, that's not the way to go. So, like, I might sound harsh, but my point is, you know how they say a stitch in time saves 9? If you have a saw, start treating it today. Don't wait for it to fester and become something bigger. If someone is harassing you, abusing you, it's today you should also start fixing it. Oh well.
People, you know, most times, maybe women in such situations, like men get physically abused, but women in such situations usually are maybe very dependent on the man, very, like, they have nowhere
to go.
No
this
family.
Is why I'm team make your own money.
Exactly. No family, no source. No, even they won't say the children. Nothing.
So that's why you now say you have no choice. Because if you are fully entirely dependent on this person, like you want to buy pepper, you have to ask daddy,
the person,
or ask your husband. If you want to do anything, like, obviously then you have no choice. You've left yourself with no choice. So, like, do something.
It's not
so
too
that
late
at least you always have a choice.
I was walking yesterday, taking my steps, and then they said that if they take everything from you, they can't take away what you know.
Exactly.
Like, if you know something, maybe you know a skill, like you said, just do something
make money.
and not put yourself in a position where
very, very wicked.
you get
I will just you about
abused.
something. We are very off. I have this uncle. We're not gonna say names, but yeah, my family secrets is out there. Man, This uncle, what he does is every time okay, so backstory. First wife that I ever knew him with, he told her not to work, that he'd take care of her. She's the sugar in his tea, baby girl for life. They were married for a couple of years. Then I don't know the drama because they don't used to tell you family secrets now when you are young. So they divorced and he left. He did not take any children. No. I don't think he sends them money. Nothing. He left. Wife number 2, he married down, so told her not to work. So what he does is he tells you not to work so that you're fully dependent on him. Once you are pregnant and you have a child, he's gonna divorce you. And he has done that.
Why?
I don't know. He's crazy.
Does he
He's
beat
a mad person. No, he doesn't. At least to the best of my knowledge. But his own is like, he just at some point, at the beginning of the relationship, you sweet to be giving you money, spoiling you, doing sugar daddy. After some time, you just not give you money again. You have turned to. And my point is like, even if you even want to, like, why do you feel the need to marry them if it's not like a control thing, right? So, sorry that I debated, but my point is like, if anybody ever tells you not to work, it's because they want to have full control over you and it's a narcissistic behavior. So don't allow anybody to tell you that. Even if life has happened and you've already ended up with somebody like that, my dear, if it's that you'll be secretly looking for work that you'll be doing, there are plenty of online skills, digital skills. If it's not digital skills you want, you can learn how to sew clothes, learn how to do whatever, sell market. The point is that your end goal should be making money. And if you are
watching this, that means you can watch other YouTube videos that
can teach you
skills.
Don't spend all your time listening to oversharing and banter.
But watch also.
My dear, because that will look for skills that will give you money so that you can have a choice to live if it comes down to it.
Yeah. And then emotional abuse is just, even though it doesn't leave like physical scars. Like the scars are really
mental
deep.
Scars.
Yeah, mental, emotional scars that just maybe one would reduce your self-confidence, would just make you rethink a lot of things in your life. So it is also very, very important that you're aware that no one is like making you feel less of yourself or insignificant.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're here for you people. Even if it's virtually, we'll put you in our prayers. Everybody must be saved. Anyways, let's go back, right? God, my brain. So you know how we're talking about like some men are also abused, and what I want to address is that men are abused though, but sometimes they don't speak up because they're afraid that it will make them feel less manly. Because how can you go outside and say that
my woman is
normal Nigerian cultural reaction is that they will laugh at you
because you're not man enough.
Exactly. But my dear, any man, if they are collecting gbas at home, run away too. It's not gonna benefit you if you end up dead and 6 feet under. And if they take over your property in your death, my dear, it's equals Sarah. You just die for nothing. My dear, jail is long. That one is still, my producer was saying that if you can afford to start up a case, get the person jailed. But that's like, court case is a long process. The first step is, this is the person, this is you, this is your house, this is you now, leave. Like, that's the first thing. You need space between you and the person. And you cannot start up a court case later on.
To this and you're someone that physically or emotionally abuses people and your partners, please, why? What do you gain? Stop.
I'm not going to say anything because I was about to start reading courses on our podcast, but that's not who we are.
Just really stop, because
do better, my dear.
This is not an animal. This person is
that
not
you
an
need
animal.
Spiritual help, where I should seek it.
I want to just really touch on like, I don't know if I'll call it harassment or abuse, like, but try to just be, apart from like, distancing yourself from like people that are like in your house or where you're living harassing you, but also like walking down the streets, trying to be safe as much as like you can, but carrying pepper sprays.
But the question now is, so you said trying to be safe as much as you can, carrying pepper sprays. Now me, I don't exactly ever 100% feel safe. Now I like to take walks at night. See, the moment I'm feeling unsafe, about turn mo ń lọ lé mi ni